Hi guys, it's Vanessa with Farmgirl Gardens and Market, and on today's episode I am going to share with you ways to sex a chicken, which is probably not what I will title this video for the internet. This is Judy Garland. Judy Garland is one of our original flock. She is a 5-year-old Americana mix, otherwise known as an Easter egger. She lays a beautiful bright blue egg, very reminiscent of the blue socks in The Wizard of Oz, which is how she derived her name as Miss Judy Garland. One of the things that I want to show you, it's easier to sex a hen by seeing what they don't have, okay? And so what Judy doesn't have is she doesn't have spurs, which at her age, had she been male, she would have some large spurs coming off of her legs. She does not have a 45-degree turn to her tail feathers, nor are they very long. Her comb, and depending on the breed, chickens will have different types of combs. Judy actually has what's considered a rose comb, but her comb is not excessively huge, and she does not have the feather patterns which are known as, on the neck feathers, the hackles. And so she doesn't have any neck feathers or any hackles or saddle feathers on her side. Now, because it's hard to kind of tell what something doesn't have, I do just want to show you the example of the rounded feathers that a female hen has. Do you see how those feathers are round? In a male, they would be pointed. So now that Judy has shown us what she doesn't have, I'm going to go grab one of my rescue roos to show you what a male similar age would look like. All right, thanks, Judy. Bear with me 1 second. Joaquin. There you go. This is Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is a rescue roo who came to us by way of a lovely lady who had actually rescued him from being abandoned after being purchased from the feed store as an Easter egg basket filler. And so we are so happy to have him. We are his third and forever home, and he's just a gorgeous bird. Now, he was sold as an olive egger. Since he has never sired a hatch, I won't truly know if he's an olive egger versus an Easter egger, just because both of those hens have the exact same feather presentation. But what Joaquin does have is really typical male feather patterns. And so as you can see, he's got this beautiful crested neck feathers, these tinier thin pointed feathers which indicate that he is a male. His comb is much more pronounced. The comb is also going to turn red quicker on a male, or I'm sorry, on a male versus a female. But depending on the breed, that can change, you know, from month to month as far as does it come in at 5 weeks versus 5 months. So for me, the thing I recommend is that you look at the feather pattern. And so again, he's got these really long pointed neck feathers, and then his saddle, and these are called hackles, and then his saddle feathers are also very pointed, which you can tell. But even before these develop, because these feathers develop at the very end of the young bird coming into maturity, what you can tell oftentimes is just by the point of the feathers themselves. So if you remember on Miss Judy, she had rounded feathers, and if you look straight down on him, all of his are pointed, and that is an attribute that all male chickens will have. Another thing that all male chickens will have is this beautiful curve, this 45-degree angle to their tail feathers. The tail feathers will also be longer, and then of course the most obvious indication besides crowing that you've got a roo is spur development. And so if you see on him, he is actually only about almost 2 years old. So his spurs will get much bigger than this, but you can already see that they are clearly there. And even in a bird as young as 4 weeks, the males will start to have little spur buds. And so the best thing to do if you need a female or a pullet is to buy a bird or a hen that is classified as a pullet with some type of a guarantee behind it. Now, many commercial hatcheries and nurseries will not take back their birds for, you know, biosecurity reasons. However, if you are in Texas, there is Chickensville USA. Michael is one of the owners. wonderful man, farmer for many, many years, and they run a beautiful chicken operation. While they do not breed on site, they do have a female guarantee. So if you go there for a pullet or a female and it turns out to be a rooster, they will exchange it for a female. So that is really an incredible deal. You can't beat that. But the other consideration is that if you are buying these day-old chicks from the feed store, but you know that you need females, you're going to put about 5 to sometimes 9 months of time and feed into that animal, only to then find out that you can't keep it. So I always tell my clients that if you live in a subdivision with a very small hen ordinance or an HOA that keeps, you know, a flock requirement, go ahead and put the money into an older bird so you can get a guaranteed female, because it's very hard to get your money's worth in eggs when you've put 5 to 9 months into a bird only to find out that you can't keep it. So I hope that that helps you understand how to use feathers to sex a bird and tell whether or not it's male or female. And until next time, say bye, Joaquin. Bye, y'all.